Olivia got it hooked up to the big TV, and we had quite a bit of trouble getting it open this time, but we did finally get it open and put it in the sandlot, and we will see. Well, we'll see. Oh, there it goes. So the tray is a little catchy, but other than that, yeah, so far so good. Let's see, once we get past all this stuff, if the movie actually plays. And this is the DVD player that we found in one of the public school bins, I think. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and press play, Lulu, and let's see what happens. Yep. I would call that a success, and I would say that it works. My only fear is that where it's catchy like that you might end up getting a video stuck in there, or not a video, a DVD stuck in there. So yeah, that would be a concern. I will offer this out for free, probably, and I don't know, maybe keep it as a backup. I have been getting so many fun upcycling craft projects done, just having less dumpster diving stuff to sort and go through and process, and less time editing videos now that we have our new schedule, much, scaled back and way more realistic, works better for our family. I have been able to sit down and bust out all of this fun crafting stuff. I would say of what's here, obviously I bought the glue gun and the glue sticks, but out of everything here, I would say probably, 97% is from the dumpsters. Yeah, like we are surrounded by dumpster stuff. That chair up there, that's from the dumpsters. That bin, that's from the dumpsters. This tote and like the big thing that it goes in, all of that is from the bins. This thing that's holding all of these, it's from the bins. All of this is from the bins. So I have been having so much fun getting all these projects done and being able to spend time with the kids. We've been playing a lot of baseball and catch, and that has been fun. So anyway, a couple of the ones that I've gotten done, you guys might have seen the little video of the beaded sun catcher wind chime thing. I'm not sure where I'm going to hang that yet. All this stuff was meant for outside in the wine garden, but now I'm just not sure because it's going to get really windy out there, and I'm afraid it'll get all tangled up, but we'll see. We'll see. And then I'm making these. They're similar to like the rock candy sticks that you get like at the fair and stuff like that. But it's just with the beaded necklaces, like the Mardi Gras beads and stuff, just glued on. And then this rainbow one, that's just some of the pony beads that we found mountains of in the bins, and I took time to sort and organize a few months ago. So yeah, just lots of fun projects. I've also made several little beaded sun catchers for out in the yard, and I'll show you those when we do the tour. Lulu and I, hey Lulu, we are getting ready to stain some of the glass bottles that I have cleaned. So we've got water and a little bit of Mod Podge so far in this measuring cup. And then we've got a bunch more Mod Podge because it said, according to the directions, you do 3 parts Mod Podge to 1 part water. So we've got to add 2 more parts of Mod Podge. And this is one of the ones that we got out of the dumpster. I can't remember if it was a public school dumpster or a craft store, but either way, yeah, perfectly good, nothing wrong with it. And we're gonna put that in there and stir it up. Then we will add in some of the food coloring. Yes. And since we can only do 1 at a time, and I only have enough Mod Podge right now to probably do, 1 or 2 different colors, I guess. But because this is all new to us and we're just starting, we're just going to start with 1 color. So Olivia has picked out, what is it called?
It's called apricot.
Apricot. So we're going to start with that. So first I'm going to get the rest of this measured out, and then we'll put that in there, and then we'll bring you guys back when we're getting ready to actually get them going. And then if you remember, we have these little foil trays that we found in the dollar store bins. There were mountains of them. I washed a whole bunch, but then also kept some just for crafting. Well, here you go. This is one of those projects that we will be using them for. Just keep stirring. And we're using disposable.
I had to put some more in.
Okay. We're using disposable knives and spoons that we can just recycle after this. And of course, they are ones that we got out of the dumpsters.
Like maybe 2 more drops.
Well, it said to make it pretty dark so that it like really dyes the glass. So I think we'll do quite a bit actually. And that's like specifically what I bought this food coloring for. We have found a bunch in the bins in the past, but someone has used a lot of it for slime and other fun projects. Baking,
I
etc.
got more.
So we did have to buy some, but I have no doubt we will find more in the bins at some point. We might just add like the whole bottle of it, the whole little tube. Why not? It's what we got it for. All right, well, we're gonna finish getting this colored and stirred, and then we will start dipping the bottles. All right. Trial number 1. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna try doing it with just this without a funnel because I don't want to like waste any of it on a funnel, but we'll see. If it's too messy and crazy, then we will definitely switch to a funnel. So this is one of my, thank you Lulu, Mike's hard lemonade bottles that I scrubbed and scrubbed. Okay, so we're supposed to swish it around where it like really covers everything. Then swish it as we pour this out so that it like really covers the whole thing.
Wouldn't it be cool if you had like this peach and then you got the blue
and did like designs and swirls?
Yeah.
Reagan was talking about that, about doing designs. Okay, now we're gonna set it here, I think. Yeah, that's what the instructions said. So we're gonna set it there to like drain, and then once it has completely drained and stops draining, then we're supposed to turn it upside down and let all of the color settle back at the bottom, and then we will put them in the oven. No, for real. I know. Olivia was like, "Are you insane?" Yeah, it said we are supposed to put them in the oven. I guess it just like sets them. It's not like we put it on really hot or like for very long. Anyway, this is going to be a rather light color. It honestly, it looks like the drink that was in this originally, the strawberry lemonade. So that's kind of cute. All right, we're going to keep going, and we'll bring you back when we've gotten further along. Well, we haven't broken any yet. We've definitely dropped them. We had them standing straight up, but they didn't stay that way. There are our initial 5. Now, Olivia wants to add a little bit of color to the pink or salmon or whatever it is. And we're going to just change it up a little and see what other fun kind of colors we end up with so that we're not doing just the one color today.
It's turning like a purplish.
Ooh, add more. Let's make it like really purpley. Ooh. Pretty. So we could have put a tablecloth down because we have so many from the bins, but this table is a crafting table anyway, as you can see, with all of the paint and glitter and other stuff that has, this is a table where memories are made, so I'm not worried about this. This will just add to the character of our old table. We've gotten several of these done. Some of them have ended up really streaky, others not so much. All of them we're gonna need to wash them on the outside because it got messier and messier as we went along. So we'll wash them on the outside before we bake them. I'm cleaning out the measuring cups so that we can do some in just like a light green. We'll see how that turns out. But word to the wise, wear gloves. Lined a baking pan with some foil. The foil is, of course, some of the foil that we saved from the dumpsters. Well, they've taken in various stages. It looks like the pink probably did the best. I don't know. Actually, this one, other than the streakiness, it actually turned out all right. Some of these, it's like it really barely even. Oh well. You know what? For our first try, I'm gonna say I'm happy with it. We'll see how it turns out after they bake. So they've got to go on the lowest rack at the lowest temperature for about 20 minutes. I've laid out that wooden trivet that you guys so cleverly identified for me. Come in super handy for this project. So we're going to, while these are all dripping out all the extra, we are going to get out the ones from the oven and see how we did. So this is definitely an experiment, and we're learning as we go, and it kind of sucks. So something I did not even think about is the fact that it gets so bright and sunny in the wine garden area, and it was too much. They totally melted. Like, well, not the jars, but yeah, the stain, even though we had baked them, it melted. I have the yellow and green ones out there now. I just barely put them out, and I did do them a little bit differently, but I don't think it's going to be any different. I'm guessing tomorrow I'll go out there and they'll be melted as well. So now I'm kind of back to square one, not entirely back to square one, but we're going to look at a different option, some other kind of painting technique that will withstand the heat out there, at least until I've grown some potted trees big enough to give enough shade. Even with doing that, I don't know. And for now, I've got the beaded sun catcher wind chime thing just hanging here in the kitchen until I can figure out exactly where I want it to go out there where I'm not worried about it getting too tangled and messed up and stuff. We'll see. I'll think of something. But right now, we got to figure this out. I am getting some eBay packages ready to go. And as promised, for those that told me that it was them that was buying the stuff, we are signing thank you notes. And where did I put it? Oh, and confetti, be warned. So yes, we're getting on that. But for future reference, if you did buy something, or if you are buying something from us on eBay to support the channel, number one, thank you so much. That's so fantastic. We sure appreciate it. But also, please let me know either right before you buy it or as soon as you've bought it. I try to get stuff processed and sent out, within 3 days or at 3 days. So that's basically, you've got like 1 to 3 days to let me know. And that way we will include a thank you note that the kids and I will sign, and we'll include confetti and everything, your own little personal memento, but only if you let us know. They turned on the little Mickey Mouse piano thing that we found in the bins this last weekend. Reagan has the bag, one of our many reusable bags that we have found in the bins, but it's Olivia's turn to carry it, and they are heading off to the post box to drop off all those fabulous eBay packages for our supporters. We're so grateful when you guys buy some of the cool stuff off eBay that we have found in the bins. 99% of what's on eBay, I didn't give him a line, is from the dumpsters. So great way to support the channel and the mission of saving and salvaging. You ready, Lou?
Yeah.
All right. Lulu, what did you and Mimi figure out? Well, Mimi figured out and then you jumped in. What did you figure out?
That these books, all the books that were like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, they all go to this.
So all these books that I found this last weekend, they were like an illegal dumping at the pharmacy.
So
all these fun Disney books.
You'll read that, and then it says press that one, and then like that one.
But isn't there there's like sheet music in them? Mm-hmm. Let's see that. Yeah, see? You guys are seeing it upside down. Sorry. Here.
If you don't want to...
Boom, boom, ain't it great to be dancing. Dun, dun,
if you don't know how to play it, it shows right here if you press this 3 times.
Oh, it leads you.
Or if you just press it 1 time, it'll play a different song. But it'll tell you how many times to press it, and it'll play a certain song.
How cool is that? This was already an awesome find because, hello, it's Disney and, Mom, and Mickey Mouse. I can teach you these songs. And Reagan is working on teaching me piano right now, just like the beginner basics and stuff. And then the girls figured this out. So, super cool. It was already an awesome find, and we're already having tons of fun with all of the Disney stuff. There's the cupcakes, but it just gets better and better. Let's see how the green and the yellow held up. So this is really interesting. The green and yellow that I did, they've done pretty well. Yeah. Huh. This one here, you can see that the color has faded a little bit. And this one too, there's definitely some fading right there. But overall, the green and yellow seem to be doing, they seem to be doing all right. And there you have them on our bottle tree that my brother made for me with the big huge piece of, it's not rebar, it's something else, like thread something. I can't remember what he called it, but yeah. So where the pink and the purple ones totally lost all their color, these guys absolutely maintained it. I did do them a little bit differently, but not much differently. So whatever I did with those ones was the right way to go. We're going to redo these ones, the ones that are now clear again. We're going to redo them today using a different kind of paint and kind of see how it goes. This one definitely did the best. It was an Alfredo bottle, but it definitely needs to be redone. These guys, the same kind of bottle, yeah, the green and yellow, they've done all right. Now, granted, these ones are in the shade, and you could say, oh, well, that's a contributing factor, except that those over there are not in the shade. So, I don't know. And then same with this yellow one right here. It has definitely lost some color in a couple of spots, but it's right out here in the sun and is maintaining its color fairly well. I don't know. It's all an experiment, guys. We're trying things and seeing how it goes and learning. But here's a fun quick update. There is the first of the bloomed sunflowers from all those sunflower seeds that we found in the dumpsters. Yep, doing just fine. And my salvaged, well, not really salvaged, I bought them on clearance for 25 cents each, tomato plants, overall, we're doing okay. Definitely those ones are doing great. These ones, not as good, but yeah, they need some water. Then all of our repaired little whirligigs, they're doing fine. Yeah, they're doing just fine. I know you guys call them pinwheel, whirligig, tomato. Yeah, most of them, they seem to be doing just fine, even though I used hot glue and it didn't work well on some other projects that I was doing. These ones seem to be great. No problems here, which is awesome. Whereas some of the other things that I did with hot glue totally melted and we ended up with like beads and charms on the ground. I'm trying to see if there's any that I haven't picked up yet. Yeah, right there. Like there's a little bead right there that we need to pick up, and our little friend right there that we had, that one of our frugal friends sent us. We had him glued on to one of our things and he totally melted off. So we need to reattach him with something else. Interestingly though, some of the pretties on this bottle, they were put on with hot glue, and this has been fully exposed for like a week now to the hot sun and they haven't come off. So it's kind of, it's funny. It's hit and miss. You just never know. Yeah, really weird, but we're going to keep experimenting and we're going to try the other paint and glue options and also a little bit of spray paint, not glass spray paint because I don't want to invest in anything else. We're just going to use some of the spray paints that we've been using on the fence. P.S. Here's an update on the fence project. Yep, all the panels are done. So now I need to tape off and we can do the top and kind of redo and finish the bottom and also the posts. So it's definitely coming along. It has taken, oh my goodness, it has taken forever. We actually started it last fall. So some of my projects come along much slower than others, but we do eventually get them done. So that one's getting there. And we're just going to use some of the paints that I bought or salvaged. Some of them are from the bins and then others I have bought. And we're going to use some of them that are from this on some of the glass bottles and we'll see what we come up with. Right here, I have been in my, this is like my garbage wheelbarrow. All the garbage stuff is going in here and then I'll get all of it actually to the garbage. But it has made for a great spot for spraying these remnants of flowers. You know, the silk flowers, they come on these wiry things and generally people throw them away if they're not using them. Well, not me, not this time. We are saving them and spraying them, and then some of our glass bottles will end up going on them. You can't just put them on each of the branches. You have to put it over the whole collection of branches. It's just not strong enough otherwise. But then you just stick this part into the dirt or whatever medium you are sticking them into. These are dry, and now I just need to flip them over and paint the other sides. Things are really coming along, guys. Just a step here, a step there, and we're getting it done. All right, we are going to try plan B, C, D. I don't know where we're at this point, but I busted out a whole bunch of paints that we have found in the bins. Some of them we've had for a long time, not done anything with, so they got to be all shook back up. Still good. Remember these we found in a craft store bin? So busted out all these paints. None of them are glass paints. I was hopeful, but no, didn't happen. I've been having some fun with glitter. You might have seen some of the bottles that were out there. I did add some glitter. That was fun. And it seems to have stayed, like it stuck to them, so that's cool. So now I've got some of the bottles that didn't end up working out, like the sun seemed to have taken all the dye off of them that we had done. I'm guessing it was because of the glue that we used, and maybe it wasn't enough glue. With the green and yellow ones, it was more parts glue than water. So I think that made a difference. But these ones, yeah, they just need something else done. So what we're gonna try, I've got a few different ideas. We've got, for one, this shutter paint, which is absolutely meant for outside. So we're gonna give that a whirl. The problem is, it's not like stained glass, so it's not going to be see-through, which takes away from the whole like sun catching idea. That's kind of frustrating, but we're going to give it a whirl. We're going to see if we can't thin it out with something and if it'll still work. I do have paint thinner. I don't know if that would, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be experimenting. We have all of these ones that we found in the bins and have obviously been using in the crafting center. This one is a cream wax. That'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And then we've got a bunch of your acrylic paints, and we're going to try a little bit with those. And then we also have this, and this is called Glossy Accents. It's a clear dimensional embellishment. I don't know, maybe we can mix some of that in there and see what happens. And there's also the bottle or tube of spray adhesive. We're gonna see, guys. I'm just gonna experiment with it, and then I'll show you how they all turn out. All right, formula number one is a mix of this acrylic paint and this glossy accents and some multi-purpose premium craft glue and a little bit of water, all stirred together in a styrofoam cup. These are cups that were from the kids' drinks at the restaurant the other night for my husband's birthday. I didn't want to just throw them away. I hate that about styrofoam. So I'm like, yeah, they are at least getting another use before they go bye-bye. So using these to make our little formulas, now I am going to dump it into this jar that had some of the purple, but most of it got melted off out in the sun. We'll swirl it around. All of these that we make are going to be baked to try to cure and set them. And then we'll have it outside for a day or two and we'll see if it lasts. I did 2 mixtures of paint and glue and water and some of the, whatever that stuff is, acrylic-y stuff, glossy accents. I did that with the green and with the pinks. I did 2 different kinds of pinks. They are on their 3rd dry. So one of the problems I ran into before was that I just was not getting enough of the stuff out. And so after I baked them, like I had turned them over, and then baked them, and there still was residue left in the bottom. So I'm doing a 3rd drip on all of them to hopefully get everything out, all the excess out. We'll see how that goes. I've got one more solution that we're going to try. This last one is some of this blue paint and some of this, I know we're going a little nuts here, but some of the spray adhesive, just spraying some of that in there. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do water because with some of these, it tends to have made it kind of curdly and yeah, I don't know. Let's try this one without the water, just with the spray adhesive and maybe some of the glue, like some, because I've done this all-purpose premium glue and I've done some tacky glue. Let's see if maybe, because right now it's like really thick and will be difficult to pour in and coat the bottles. That would be the only reason that I would add the water or the glue, just to thin it out a little. I also could add like paint thinner. Oh, these are tough choices. These are tough choices. I'm going to go with the glue and not water. An immediate obvious problem that we are running into without putting the water or a bunch of glue in, it's just too darn thick. Yep, I can't get it to coat the bottles like those. So I guess my only choice then is to add some water, some of the regular glue, and then we'll go from there. So these ones where I did like less water and stuff, I like that they are more thick and whatever. But that also means no sunlight getting through. And then plus they have like totally empty spots like that too. And you can still see all the streaks from the previous effort. Then with these ones, they look like curdled milk was in there, because these are the ones that had a whole bunch more water. So what to do? Well, I'm not going to do anything really about these ones at this point, but these I'm going to use some of the spray adhesive and then like probably sprinkle glitter on or roll them in glitter. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Then I have one more effort that I am going to make, and that is with these ones. I have used painter's tape and made a bunch of different designs, and I'm going to take those outside, put down a drop cloth or one of our tablecloths that we've rescued, and I'm just going to use regular spray paint, not glass spray paint. I might invest in some of that on the next round, but I just want to finish up this round. I'm just done. You know, you get to that point. So I'm going to just use some of the spray paint that we already have that we've been using for the fence and do some fun designs, and where I am leaving some open spaces. I'm thinking I'll like that better than the ones where it's like the dark paint completely covering it. This way there'll still be some sun catching ability, I guess. So yeah, we'll get that done, and the glitter stuff, and we'll show you how it all turns out, and then I can finally get all of this nonsense cleaned up out of my kitchen. Well, it has been a glitter explosion in here. Yeah, it's a little wacky looking right now. I might do more layers and like completely cover these ones that are not completely covered, because I really like the look of that one that is completely covered. We shall see. So for now, I'm going to let them dry. I'm not sure if I should try baking them, if that'll like bake the glitter on. I really don't know. So for now, I'm just going to let them dry, and then we'll see how well it has adhered. And then when they're all done drying, probably tomorrow, I'm going to spray them with some spray lacquer. I added the stems from the silk flowers to some of these planters where I'm going to put the bottles. But honestly, even without the bottles, I think they look pretty rad, pretty dang cool. So I might not put bottles on those. I might just leave them just as decorations and then add a few more, because I know I have several more in the attic with our silk flowers, just a bunch of the empties that I saved for future crafts. And yeah, I'm kind of digging the way that they look, just the kind of the touch of color and fun that they add. So man, I have noisy neighbors. I don't know, I might move them around a little, kind of see, especially as I'm waiting for plants to take hold or more plants that I'm going to get to fill in. I don't know if I want him right there. I'm going to have to think about where I want him. If he was purple, he would go really well right there. Anyway, the fact is, I'm not sure that I want to put bottles on those now, which means I need to get some more dowels for all the bottles that I do want to put out here. And I want to get another tree going, but I'm not willing to buy the rebar, so we'll see what the bins provide. Hear all those sirens? Good grief, something must be going on. Luckily, gratefully, not here. So sprayed a bunch of those bottles that have the tape on them. I'll let that dry, then I'll turn them. And I don't know if each bottle is just going to be with the one color or if I'll kind of go rainbow. We'll see. Final update for today's progress report. You can see the fence is definitely coming along. Today I'm going to tape off all of those colorful panels so that I can do the pillars and the top and bottom portions. I'm also going to put down some drop cloths so that we don't get any more spray paint on the cement. I've done the door, well, almost done the door, the gate. I ran out of the red paint, so I'm gonna have to go and get some more of that. I'm wishing now that I would have done this like crazy tie-dye kind of look that I did here on the gate. I'm wishing I would have done that on the whole thing. Would have been done way faster, and I'm in love with it. I know invariably, inevitably, there will be at least one or two people in the comments that'll say, that's just too darn colorful, that's too much, you should have just left it the way it was, or just done it one color, blah blah blah. If you have been with us for any amount of time or watched any amount of our videos, you will know that there's no way that would work for me. I am a colorful person. I require lots of color. And that is why, my friends, all of this colorful madness is in my yard where I live. Whatever you want to do with yours, what makes you happy in your space, fantastic. for me and for mine and my family of bright and colorful people, this is what we're going with, and I'm in love with it. So we are going to get some more paint, so I can finish off the red stuff. We'll get all this taped off and we will get that going. Another thing I have, when I was doing the crazy gate, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that to this wheelbarrow as well. I have 2 wheelbarrows, both of them have flat tires, and every time I want to use them, I have to use the air compressor to blow them back up. Well, I'm going to keep the other wheelbarrow for that purpose and see if I can get my husband to fix the wheel on the other ones so that I'm not having to blow it up all the time. And this one is going to become a planter. My mother-in-law has one in her front yard that looks so cute. And so I'm stealing her idea, and I'm going to put this one filled with flowers over here. I'm going to move one of the rocking chairs over right here. And the planter, the wheelbarrow planter, will go right over here in this corner. So that's the plan for that one. And then there's this sprayer thing that my neighbor had, and it was in her stuff she was getting rid of when she moved. And so I have spray painted it. It doesn't work anymore. I've spray painted it, and I'm going to make a beaded thing that's going to hang here on the end that will look like water. I'm going to use clear and blue beads and have them hanging from that so that when it is propped up, it will look like it's spraying water. Super excited for that. Just another fun, silly thing that we're adding. Over here, I have gotten most of the bottles that are already done. I have gotten them added to the garden. Look at all that glitter in the sun. Is that fantastic, or is that freaking amazing? Both. Yes, definitely both. I'm so happy. Interesting note, the yellow and green bottles that we did with the original dye, they've stuck. Yeah, they worked. So it's just a matter of having enough glue, I think, is the issue, and where I messed up on the first round. Several of the dowels that I have spray painted, they are now in here and with fun bottles. I still have quite a bit more to do. I'm going to add more of these plant looking things and have them where I want them. I'm still, even right at this moment, working on placing them, figuring out where I want them to live, but I'm going to add several more. It's going to be rather Dr. Seuss-y, because many of you know I love Dr. Seuss and the whole Dr. Seuss kind of style. That definitely works for me. So I'm going to add more of those to this. Another thing that I got done, remember that little fan blade? That's already gotten dirty. I'll have to spray that off, and I need to lacquer it. But it's the little fan blade from that fan we found in the bins that didn't work. I took out several parts of it and used them for other upcycling projects. This is the fan. I just stuck it on a skewer, which is of course from the bins, and spray painted it. And when the wind blows, it does actually turn. Or when I'm watering everything out here, yeah, it starts turning around. Super cool, but I'm going to wash it off and lacquer it so that that stays the way I want it. Just another suggestion there, idea for ways to upcycle things. They don't have to go straight in the garbage. Get creative, guys. Just think outside the box. Another one is this bamboo cane that my grandpa gave me probably, 25 years ago. And I used to play with it all the time. More than 20, probably 30 years ago. And I ended up cracking it, and I taped it, and it's been sitting in my attic for just ages and ages now. And I finally brought it back out, and I'm going to wrap it, this part at least, with like some beads on the handle. I think that's going to be awesome. I've started spray painting the tomato cages. I'm going to add tomato cages right here, but I will spray those cages first, so they will be colorful, because I love colorful. Oh my goodness, colorful. That's me. And then all of these bottles, these are the ones where I had put painter's tape on them and then sprayed them. I am also going to be adding some beaded wire to them. I think that'll be fun. I'm going to add the beaded wire to several of the bottles, and I'm also going to add several more of these beaded sun catchers to different spots. I need to get some of the sticks and branches that I have pruned off of my trees. I need to get them spray painted. I need to use some wire and make some kind of shepherd's hooks and different things that I will add out here that I can hang things off of. I am also putting up, probably right here, right in the center of this shot, a plant hanger so that I can hang either a plant or sun catcher. And then I have several other things that are going to be hanging from the eaves here and on this wall to make it prettier, because it's just ugly. Several more things coming along. Oh my goodness, I'm just excited. But just what I have so far, I'm already in love with, and it already feels so happy and so, well, me. It feels like me. Another update, this vine here is from some of the seeds that we found in the dumpster. And it's doing a beautiful job of climbing up this little stick to where we have this wine bottle. I think that'll be awesome. Its other one is right here. That's another from those seeds from the bins. The sunflowers, those are doing awesome. I brought out the ones that were in the front yard, that pot there, and these guys, and there's two others. Oh, this one here, he is from out there. Where did I put the other one? Let's see. 1, 2, was it just those? Yeah, oh, okay, it is. It's those 4. And they just needed some more water and they needed more sunlight. And now they're out here and they're happy. These ones are happy. It's all starting to come along. It's definitely taking time, but it is starting to get there. One thing I am considering is like an outdoor rug or something like that I can put right out here. One that is able to get wet and not get all gross, because this just big block of cement, I need to keep this path open to be able to get to my eBay shed and my work center right here. But it's very glaring, which is why we painted that fence, because it was the bright white and was just horrible. And oh my goodness, you couldn't even be out here. I need to do something with this as well. So if you have ideas, suggestions, I don't want to paint it. I don't want to spray paint anything permanent here, but I got to come up with something just to cut this glare. We are adding more plants. That will be one of the next things on the list. First, I've got to finish the sun catchers, the beaded sun catchers, spraying the tomato cages that I'm going to be putting out here with the little tomatoes, adding beads to these other things, adding all the dowels and stuff like that. But then Mariah and I are going to the garden nursery, and we are going to get a whole bunch of really bright, colorful, full plants, and we're going to fill in all of these pots so that they are just overflowing with color. Even I'm going to underplant all these Christmas trees with a whole bunch of beautiful, colorful plants and flowers, and this will just be, well, super colorful, super magical. That'll be the final step in this whole process. My goal at this point is to have that fence, which is almost done, and all the beading and the other little pretties that I'm adding out here, and the flowers that I'm going to fill in with, to have all of that done by Monday. Yeah, Monday. That's tight, but we're going to do it because we have a camping trip next week and then a camping trip the week after, and I'm not going to be able to get back to this kind of stuff. So that's the goal. Let's have this done by Monday, and then we'll bring you along for a final walkthrough tour. All right, that's all I've got for you for today. Frugal friends, tell me what things you are doing to upcycle. How are you getting creative and thinking outside of the proverbial box, not falling in line with everything else and everyone else that just throws everything away? How are you getting creative? Tell me, what projects are you working on? What successes are you having? We want to know so that we can support and celebrate you. Tell us in the comments, and we'll see you all real soon.